Most people think that content creates money, and the truth is that couldn't be further from reality. It's actually radically different. All the content does is create attention. Here's the thing, if you don't have a system and a guideline to convert attention into ready buyers, then you're purely just creating a following that you can't monetize. Welcome to this new video series where I'm going to be breaking down the 6 steps that you need to have mastered to be able to own, operate, and scale a online coaching business, an info product business, or anything that you're selling online to an audience. This is the first video in this series where we're going to talk about content that actually sells. After this, we're going to talk about different kinds of funnels to capture attention and put that into your ecosystem. After that, we're going to talk about offer creation. Then we'll talk about the whole entire sales process. We'll talk about fulfillment, and then we'll talk about lifetime value of a client and scaling. If you're new here, my name is James Hernandez. I currently own and operate an online coaching business that is doing just over about $950,000 a year in cash collected. Since running this operation, I've been able to double the cash collection year over year. For 2024, the business collected around $450. When I stepped in April of 2025, I was able to get us to the point where we doubled our income. If you want to learn even more about me, there's a YouTube video down below that I go very in depth about my story, what I've done to get here, what I've learned along the way. There's also my Instagram, you can connect with me, and I also have a note sheet. So that way you can go ahead and pull that up and follow along with this video as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right on into it, guys. I do want to preface this and say I'm not a full-time content creator. I don't understand the algorithm and every single nuanced thing in it. I'm an operator. So this is what I do. I run and operate different Instagram accounts, funnels. I manage different systems and softwares. It's always best to have a specialist help you with this stuff. But in the very beginning of your process, your journey, it's good to, 1, have a basic understanding of the principles, and then 2, you may have to do it yourself for a little while. I would say that if you already are starting to post online and you're already committed to building some kind of online audience that you can monetize to sell something with, whether it's low ticket, high ticket, courses, mentorship, an info product, this video is for you. Like I said right off from the beginning, content does not create money. That's the first misconception that people have when it comes to creating content online. The only reason why you post content is to create attention. Now, we're going to talk about how not all attention is equal. What you need to be doing and what you should be focusing your time on is creating attention by building the right audience. Understand this, content creation, again, won't make you money. The whole entire system is going to make you money. So that's why this is a 6-part series. You can't just have one. The whole entire process from the inception of a video to posting it to the system, the funnel, and your offer, and then everything after that is what actually makes you money, not just posting the content specifically. The job of content is getting the right people to your page, not the most amount of people. I've talked to a lot of people and they say, well, I want to follow this trend, or I want to post this lifestyle content, or I want to act like this certain way because they see other people doing it and they think, well, that's viral and that's going to get views. Now, when you're just starting off, what you need to realize is you need to hyper focus on your specific niche that you want to serve. The reason being, that is who you want to convert at your buying point. So think about it this way. The offer I run right now is an online coaching business to realtors. If I had my offer owner create just general sales content, what kind of views and attention do you think that would bring to the page? Generalized sales people. Now, who do we sell to? We sell to residential real estate agents who want to learn how to communicate at a higher level through cold calling, objection handling, things like this, right? So we want to create content that's geared towards our niche. Even though now we have 100,000 plus followers, when you're just starting off, you don't need that many. And I've actually even seen some businesses be ultra successful within the 2,000 to 5,000 follower range, because think about it this way, 5,000 individuals following you, listening to you, thinking that you're the expert in said niche, that's more than enough business if you have the offer set up right. Don't get discouraged if you only have a few thousand followers. Focus on growing that the right way, not like the viral way. And I'm gonna talk about the kind of content you should post to grow in a minute here also. But what I need you to understand is that whether you have a small following or a large following, It's about the quality of your following, not the total amount. When we talk about growing a following, your algorithm on Instagram rewards watch time. Back to our example of general sales videos versus cold calling for residential real estate videos. Who do you think is going to watch a cold call video calling it for sale by owner for longer? Someone who's actually also calling for sale by owners and in the industry, or someone who's not in the industry and just stuck around for the general sales advice? The person who is specialized and niched on it. That is how the algorithm is going to push out your content to more like-minded people based on what obviously it's seen that they're watching. Again, why it's so important, because if you have a whole bunch of people, because you post viral content, show up on your page, and then they're not actually engaging in watch time on your content, that's actually hurting you more than it's even helping you. Even if you have the fancy 10,000, 100,000, 50,000 follower check mark, we're not here to post content just to flex our numbers, guys. We're here to post content so we can convert it and make money. I want to show you guys how you need to actually set up your Instagram account. I'm going to switch over to this view real quick here. This is the actual offer owner that I work with right now. His name's Alexis Valadares. And I want to break down a couple really, really important things on your profile that if you don't have set up right, posting content will truly be meaningless. First and foremost, guys, people need to be able to find you. Your username should always, always, always be as close to your actual name as possible. Obviously here we have Alexis Valadares with 2 S's. Same thing with your name section here. You need to have your name here again. Now here's why. The algorithm searches for people based on 2 things, your username and your name section. Now when you go shake people's hands and you go to meet people, you're not introducing yourself as, hey, I'm James Marketing, I'm James Scales. You're like, no, I'm James Hernandez. And so that's what they're going to search up in the search bar. That's why it's so important. Remember, guys, the niche is you. The niche is you and the content that you post, right? So you don't need it in your bio. Like I talk to realtors who's all main students and they have, Alexis sells homes, and it's like that doesn't help you at all because no one's searching that up. If anyone's searching you up, they're searching your actual name. So make sure you have this as close to your actual name as possible, no periods or dashes or underscores. I just don't think they look pretty. I don't have any data behind that. I just don't like the way they look. And then in your name section here, you want to have your name and then what you do. So Alexis Valadares, real estate sales coach. Alexis Valadares, Nashville, Tennessee realtor. Alexis Valadares, on fitness coach, anything like that. So that way, again, when people search, if you're looking for this specific thing here, your name will also come up. What you're trying to set up here is you're trying to set up as many at-bats as possible. And right here, you have 3 opportunities to have your profile show up based on what someone's searching. Username, name, and the actual niche. So you can see here, we've grown this account to about 112,000 followers, and we get just over 638,000 views per month. Obviously, it depends on the month, depends on the kind of content we're posting. But that's that way you know. I do know a little bit of thing or two about growing online presence. Now your picture should be very clear, a good picture of you. I do like having like color behind you sometimes. I think it just kind of depends on the situation and how professional or not you want your brand to look. Like if your brand is a little bit more gritty, not as refined, then I think that you can just get away with a good solid headshot. But if you want to build something that's a little bit more refined and a little more proper, I guess you could say, it'd probably be a good idea to go ahead and throw some color behind it. Now, next section here is the bio section. This is really important. We're going to rattle off a couple quick things here. First and foremost, you want to say what you are. The #1 real estate sales coach. Guys, if you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. The #1 marketing agency in the world. The #1 fitness coach. Like, no one's fact checking you guys, and if you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. I used to have in my bio #1 listing agent in Middle Tennessee, like even when I had 2 listings, because again, if I don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. Then you want to have a little bit of authority. So spoke at 350 plus events worldwide. Again, this is saying why you should listen to them or why you should listen to Alexis. Then you're going to say what you do specifically, turn cold calls into listings. If you do a videography agency, it could be turning moments into memories, something like that. And then you're going to have your call to action. DM me coach for free training, DM me mentor for free playbook, whatever it is. Next, for your links, you want this to just be one link, guys. Like, you don't want to do a link tree here. The reason why is we need to think about the consumer journey when they enter your page. First thing is they click on you, they search you, they find you. Next thing from there is they're going to look through here and probably clicking on your links after scrolling through some of your videos. And if this is difficult for them to find your lead magnet, if they have to click here, then click somewhere else, and then sign up for the lead magnet, that's a lot of steps where someone can click off and give up. Remember, we're setting this up for someone who does not know you yet, right? Someone who knows you may be able to walk through a funnel a little bit more complicated, but you want to set this up to be as frictionless as possible. So we have 2 links here that they can click on. One's the free trainings and one's our playbooks. That's it. Now, as far as highlights, results, authority, build that there. If you want, this is where you add a lifestyle stuff in your highlights. Again, if you're truly trying to build a brand that is you want to make money from, don't post lifestyle content heavily. I just think it builds the wrong people, and don't take my advice for it. Look at some of the greats in the industry, Alex Hormozi being one of them. No one knows what kind of car he drives, what kind of watch he has, nothing like that. Value first, always lead with value. Now, I do think that there is some value to posting lifestyle content, but I think the better way to do that is in the long-term play when you have multiple accounts, clippers. I think that's the better play. When you only have one account, I think the best option is just to always lead with value, and the rest will come. Use your story as the place to post your lifestyle. Have 3 pinned posts here. 1, telling your story, who you are, very clear. We can see negative 30,000 to 1.5 M. Telling a story here from 2020, 2023. This needs to be a carousel post where people can relate to you. We need to show them here that we're no different than they are. We're coming from this place and we became this person, and here's how. The next video is an authoritative video. So we see Alexis here speaking in front of people on stage. This is a reel that recaps all of the different speaking events that he's done. And then the third is an actual testimonial video where we have students speaking about Alexis and what we've done. Obviously, first one is easy. This one's going to take a little more time, and testimonial is going to take time depending on, obviously, getting testimonials. But those need to be your first pin reels, because remember, guys, when someone clicks on your page, they need to know exactly who you are, how long you've done it for, right? And they need to be able to figure out who you are, why they should listen to you, and what results you've gotten other people. That's all anyone cares about. So when you're posting content, keep in mind there's 2 different kinds of consumers who are viewing your content. There's problem aware, and then there's solution aware. So problem aware is they know they have a problem and they don't know how to fix it. Solution aware is they know that they have a problem and they know that your content is the solution. And so you can see what you want to get is you want to get someone from problem aware to solution aware with your content, and you do that by targeting different pieces of content to nurture different followers that you have. Now, when it comes to posting content, there's a couple different types of content I usually try to stick to. First is educational, always. Then we have controversial. That's going to help bring some eyeballs. Then you have entertainment. Then you have emotional, and you have like storytelling kind of content. All right. So educational content should always be number 1. Controversial content maybe once a week or once a month kind of thing, like something controversial in your niche. Then we have like emotional content, which is like motivational stuff. I think that's important to post. And then finally is like stories. Always be telling people your story. People buy because they relate to who you are, they trust you, and people buy because of stories, not because your system has the best ABC. Like if you're cold calling, no one really cares about the scripts. They care about what can you do for them, right? How do the scripts affect them? That's what they're worried about. So you don't need to talk about the features of what you do. It's about what would that do for them? How would they feel? And be able to showcase that in your content. Most people make a few different mistakes when it comes to creating content. The first thing that they do is they have no clear audience. So what I need you guys to do is really hone in on what is your niche and who are you trying to sell. And if you have trouble with that, we're going to break that down in the next couple of videos. But ideally, you just want to think about who's your ideal avatar. Who is the person that you want to help? Another huge mistake that I see people making is that they're chasing trends. They're just trying to follow along with like what's cool and what's popping in the moment. And again, all that does is bring you virality, not an actual brand of cult followers that you can monetize. Remember, guys, you don't want just thousands of eyeballs. Again, there is a time and place for viral content. I 100% will give it to you. But when you're building the core foundation as the first 50 to 70,000 followers, you want them to be people who will ride or dies for you. Then you can start focusing on posting more viral stuff to grow your brand even more. The biggest mistake that I see people do is inconsistency. I'm also not the most consistent person when it comes to posting my content as well. And the thing that sucks about it is the algorithm actually really punishes people who aren't consistent, because how it works is, think about like you're trying to bend this scale of reality and tell Instagram like, no, I deserve to have my videos pushed out to hundreds and hundreds of people consistently, not just one viral video. Then you have to show the algorithm that you're going to be someone who's going to produce content on their platform over and over again. At the very core level, this is how all algorithms work. The more you post, the more viral your content is going to go. That is how it works. The more viral it's going to go with the right people. Key thing again, because you can post every now and then and get millions of views, but is that the audience that you can actually monetize or not? Momentum matters way more than perfection. This is an example of this. I'll probably look back in this video in a year or two and be like, holy shit, what the fuck was I doing? This was the worst video I ever made. But it's important to post even when it doesn't feel like it's perfect. And remember, content is the top of the funnel of this entire sales process. You cannot run a business without content. At the end of the day, you have to have a strong brand. People need to be able to go on Instagram, find you, realize why they trust you in order to even want to pay you money. Content's the top of the funnel, guys. We have the funnel, the offer, the sales, the fulfillment, lifetime value. But if you don't post content consistently and targetedly, all the rest is going to be useless. Your funnel is going to pick up the wrong people. You're not going to be able to sell. You're obviously not going to be able to fulfill because they're not going to have the problems that you have answers to. And you're going to get no lifetime value out of people. They're going to ask for refunds. They're going to give you negative reviews. So that's why the content is so important. I said this in the beginning. If you don't have a system that you can use to monetize your content and your attention that you're getting through your content, then it's truly pointless. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in the next video, where we're going to talk about funnels. All a funnel is, think about it like a basketball net that's going to capture all of the attention you have and put it into your ecosystem so that way you can sell them. So we're going to talk about the different funnels that we use: Instagram funnels, DM funnels, call setting funnels, webinar funnels, all the different kind of funnels that we've used in our business to consistently do $50,000 to $75,000 a month. I want to be showing everything behind the scenes, walking you guys through the exact Zapier, the exact go high level automations, everything that I have. I want to be as transparent as possible and provide as much value as I can. So if you guys made it this far in the video, I really hope you enjoyed. Remember, I have a note sheet down below that kind of goes over things again in depth, so you can take notes on it and implement, guys. It doesn't mean anything to just watch these videos. If you don't take action, no action will be taken. I'll leave you guys with that, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.